Hey guys, welcome back to the MJ Gooner podcast right here for the post-match review. Arsenal 6 and RC Lens 0. I don't remember the last time we scored more than 5 goals in Arsenal jersey. I genuinely do not remember. Well, the last time I remember was probably the 7-0 against Slavia Prague. That was 15 years ago, I believe. I think Theo Walcott back then, the hat trick. It was a long time ago, and certainly there's a few 6-3 wins against Liverpool in the other last decade, and I genuinely don't remember the last time where we scored 6-0 past opposition team. I mean, the best we've done for the past few years was probably 5-0. That was pretty much the max, but 6-0 there was something different, and thank God this is a very enjoyable game to watch. Unfortunately, I have to miss. Well, I didn't miss the whole game, but the fact that I got home a little bit late to watch the game, so pretty much I need to force myself to cover my eyes, go into the zone, and try to watch the game without getting spoilers around. So I just have to press on the remote control and make sure that I drag the play button all the way to the start of the game and make sure that I watch the whole game from the start till the end. And yes, usually I'll be on my social media every time I was watching a game live, but you know what? This is pretty much a very good self-control tactic for me to not to look at my phone while watching the game. So I pretty much absorbed the whole 90 minutes, and honestly, I'm just kind of been taken away by such a great performance from the team. And I think certainly, having scored 5 goals in the first half was certainly enough. For us to show why we improve a lot for the past few years. So looking at the starting lineup again, it's a starting lineup where I'm pretty sure I'm kind of expecting it. Right back in goal, Tomiyasu playing at right back. In the middle, we got Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko on the left, and in the middle we have a trio of Declan Rice, Havertz, and Odegaard. Front three, we have Martinelli, Jesus, and also Saka. I believe I saw it on Twitter saying that this is the first time where the front five started a game together, played together. I think it's played together in general, which is very good because it's something that maybe Arteta is building, is building around with that attack. Yes, we've been struggling with the attack for the past few games, and certainly defensively, we've been pretty much carried by our defensive record, but offensively, we're just not quite there. And today is also a demonstration of, in terms of the offensive ability, I think we're still capable of creating big chances, scoring a lot of goals as well. But at the same time, you got to understand how the other team play. I mean, obviously, you can see that RC Lens are, they didn't really have a pretty good, start of the season. Of course, they beat us at home or away 2-1. That was a couple months ago. It wasn't a good game in general, but you know what? The fact that they coming to the Emirates, they're in big trouble, and the fact that our offensive players are all start to get a little bit, mature, start to come back from injury, then that it could be a big problem for them. But certainly for them, I mean, they just need to. I think they have 5 points so far. I think they have 5 points so far. But for us to win this game, all we have to win this game is to qualify as the first place team for the round of 16, which will be huge because at the back of my mind, I thought about, oh my God, we had a bad experience against RC Lens. Probably, they might take it up a notch against us this time. But you know what? In the end, we were the one who took it up a notch and beat them 6-0. I mean, it's a very good game overall. Certainly the best game, the most convincing game of the season. I know I've been saying this every time when we had a big score line, but I think this one is certainly out of this world. I mean, the way how we attacked, the way how we scored 4 goals in 15-20 minutes, that's pretty much set the tone of the stage, and which gives us a lot of breathing room for the rest of the game. So we did that, and PSV also, we qualify it. PSV is also qualified as well as a second place team, but we were playing against PSV away in the next game, And I know that game doesn't mean anything in general because if we lose, we're still qualified as a first place team. But I know how much the fans, how much Arteta wants to win the game. And I'm sure we're going to put up a pretty good, strong squad against PSV. And also prior to today's game, of course, there are a bunch of stuff going on. I don't know if I've touched on that. I think first one, try to go through that part of the non-gameplay a little bit. So David Rice pretty much has agreed a deal or triggered a deal, the buy option, 27 million, which I think it might be a sensible thing to do. I think Ramsdale time has come to an end, if I'm being serious. Tomiyasu might be or will be extending his contract very soon. Of course, there are rumors going around where Bayern Munich trying to sign him, but I really don't want this guy to go. I mean, if the fact that he's not being that good in this season so far, then yeah, we might listen to offer. But since Tomiyasu have been starting, replacing Zinchenko or Ben White, he has been flawless defensively. I know attackingly, he is not the best player in the squad, but defensively, you just need that type of big unit at the back. And the fact that he can play across the whole defense, left back, center back, right back, certainly a player that you really do need in the times like last year. If he wasn't injured, to be honest, I feel like it was a double whammy of injuries of Saliba and also Tomiyasu, which kind of kept Arsenal out of the title race last season. But I'm good. I'm thankful that Tomiyasu was back and playing some great football for the club as well. Ben White might be extending his contract very soon. I think this is a rumor has been going around for the past 6-7 months right now. So we're just kind of waiting for that. And before today's game, two youngster, Eneri, is it Eneri? Winery. I think it's Winery. I don't think you pronounce the N. Winery and also Lewis Miles Skelly. Is it? Lewis Miles Skelly, LSM, I don't know, Scully, both of them, the youngsters, 16, 17-year-old, respectively, they are on the bench today. Of course, Vieira has picked up an injury, which is going to keep him out for a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months. We don't quite know the extent of the injury. So two youngsters in the team today, and I thought, if we somehow get a very convincing scoreline, then we might be putting on one of those two players into the team. And I'm sure a lot of Arsenal fans was waiting to see that. So let's talk about the game in general. Let's talk about the goals because there's so many chances that we created. Of course, the first chance was from an overlapping run from Tomiyasu, crossed it in to Havertz, and that was very close for being a goal. And imagine he scored that goal. It shows why, having the heading ability, having a tall player, a technical tall, left 8 player in that area would be amazing. And it shows that his confidence might be coming back. But you know what? Turns out it was that goal he had. It was just a simple tap in. Yeah, he was right there at the right time. I know nobody was marking him. It was rather a simple finish. But the fact that he was able to find those space, just kind of dragging everybody, away from him, and he did that. It was a pretty good play, from the back to the front. Tomiyasu swings it in. There's a bit of ricochets. Jesus winning the ball back in the air against Densa, one of the defenders. And guess what? Kai Havertz was right there at the right time, just slots that one in. And it doesn't matter what kind of goals you score. The fact that if you score, it means that your confidence might be back. And I hope after that goal, Kai Havertz is certainly going to help Arsenal to win more big things in the future and start to show some form again. Back-to-back goals for him in back-to-back games. So it's something that Arsenal fans really do want to see in a consistent basis. And we were 1-0 up. Later on, second half, it was a very simple play. The ball going to the right side. Saka just kind of dribbles in the middle. The fact that you can see in this game, he hasn't been doubled up a lot. And he is also aware of the fact that in a lot of games this season, he has been double up or even triple up at times. And today, this is why teams are doubling him up, because once you allow him to face against a one-on-one situation, Saka's gonna win like 7 to 80% most of the time. And this time, he cuts it in the middle, keeps dribbling. It was a little bit ricocheting in the middle, and somehow Saka very determined to win the ball back. I know in all senses, I think the ball was pretty much granted, or if it was better defending, Lons would have probably cleared that one, but Saka, his determination to just try to retrieve the ball, try to knock it, find a way to knock it to any attacking midfielder or attacking players in the middle. And Jesus was right there, but that little dummy, that little fake shot that he had, set down the defender, and just a very good finish as well. He didn't have a lot of power because the way how he's adjusting his footing. I think, but the fact that that first little dummy that he did, or that little fake shot that he did, was already enough to throw off the goalkeeper and also defender. But that finish as well, it's as exquisite as possible. And third goal, it was a one-on-one display between Martinelli and Martinelli took a shot. It was a decent shot, but straight at the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper should have done better, to be honest. Just Samba, I believe so. I think he had a pretty good, interesting story, or good, interesting career as well. I think he played for Nottingham Forest for the last year or 2 years ago, and then transferred to Lens, and right now playing for the national team. I don't think he is the starting goalkeeper, but being named as the starting being named in the national team is always it's a great honor of any players. But it was a poor punch by the goalkeeper. Saka's right there at the right time. Like I said, it might be fluke, it might be lucky, but you know what? You just gotta give prompts to to players who always arriving in a good position, attacking wise. You would never know if the ball's going to go to the back of the net or it's going to, ricochet off the goalkeeper and to you. You might just kind of tap one in. He did that. Saka, I believe, having 7 goal contribution, I think 3 goals, 4 assists. In the Champions League group stage at the moment, I believe so. I think he is one of the 3 players who have done it so far in the group stage. Hopefully, in the next game against PSV, he is going to be surpass that record. I hope so. And fourth goal, it was just a great goal in general. Tom Yaz, I'm not quite sure if he meant it. He might have meant it, but to me, it was kind of a 50-50. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. But that cross from him was pinpoint. It was so good. I thought it was going to Jesus for a second, but he was on an offside position. Martinelli grabs it, let him do the one-on-one, and Martinelli won that one-on-one. And like I said, if Martinelli improved that part of the game, he can be very, very lethal. It was a good finish, good individual display. And I think after that, we were a little bit shaky for 10-15 minutes, where we couldn't win the ball back. It was the ball just kind of going out of play or giving out of possession to Lens and allowing them to kind of pass around. There are a few chances where Waihe's such a great player. I mean, they might be taking a big fat 6-0 loss, but I think Waihe on the other team was sensational. I think he spun around Saliba at least twice, or took him on twice. Even though didn't really do any damage in the end, but it shows, a player like him, an underrated player like him, can also do such a damage to one of the best defenders so far in the world. Why he got a tight shot. I don't know if Ryan touched that, but that was the first one. I think there's a guy called Medina or something like that. Took a shot in the middle after giving away the possession in the middle. Medina just kind of took a shot, hit the post. Thank God it didn't. Well, thank God they didn't. They did come at us after that. But the fifth goal, it was pretty much the last chance of the game. It was a cross whipping in, but Gabriel heads one away, who has been very impressive so far this season. I thought he was going to go at one point. I think he might have some talks with the Saudi Arabia team. That's why he was dropped. I'm not quite sure which one it is. But Saka was holding the ball. Look at Tom Yasu. The way how he stride, the way how he run, meets the ball, crosses it in the middle. Just think a ball in the middle. And Martin Odegaard, good finish right there. From the camera angle at the back of the net. It shows how good of a finish it is. 5-0. That was pretty much Tomiyasu man of the match. For me, man of the match. Second one has to be Kai Havertz, which I thought this is the best game for Kai Havertz so far. I'm sure something has clicked for him, but we just need him to continue going forward. Halftime, pretty much there's nothing to talk about in halftime. Didn't happen a lot. 2 changes. Tomiyasu coming off. Zinchenko coming off. Kivior, Ben White coming on as well. I think you just gotta love this type of competition. I believe, by the way, we're the first ever English team to score 5 goals in the first half. So, in a great record that we broke, which is good. Keep the momentum going. So, what else? What happened? So Kivior came on, which I thought he did pretty well. Ben White coming on did pretty well. I think Kivior, not the fastest player, but technical-wise has been amazing. Ben White had a header over the bar. That's pretty much it for him, I believe so. But defensively was amazing as well. And later on, Reece Nelson coming on for Bukayo Saka. Again, you just don't want to risk any injury at the moment because we have a very hectic December going on very soon. But that little play from Kai Havertz at the corner, which spun the defender around. This is the interpretation. This is the perfect representation of a player who has the confidence, and he did that exactly. And I'm glad that he find that confidence back. But we gotta see that on a consistent basis. It was unfortunate that Odegaard didn't score from that. I think he scuffed a little bit, and it took a deflection along the way. So that was good. What else? Eddie coming on, Jorginho coming on. I thought, you know what? I mean, we already won the game already. I don't think we need to see Eddie in today's game, if I'm being honest, because Eddie, relatively compared to other sub player, he gets quite a bit of a minute. But at the same time, I would kind of understand why Arteta did that. But it would be nice to see Waneri and also Miles Lewis Skelly to at least to come on to play a little bit, play a part of it at least. And in the end, 82nd, 83rd minute, they concede a penalty. I thought it was a foul, but turns out it was a handball. Do I think it was a little bit harsh? I thought it was a little bit harsh because I wasn't quite looking at the handball the whole time. I thought it was going to be the foul, and I thought the foul was unfortunate. But at the same time, it's VAR. There's a different standard between UEFA VAR system and also Premier League VAR system. But we got the penalty. We'll take that. I feel bad for Lens for that one because I thought, you know what, after we calm the scoreline a little bit, Lens had a few chances, but not to the point where Warren is safe for David Raya. Jorginho, I knew he's going to take the penalty 100%. I mean, when you look at everybody on the pitch who hasn't scored a goal for Arsenal so far in the team, it's just Jorginho, and I know he's going to take that penalty, and he did that. I wish he did the jump because that was his signature move, but I'm glad he got his first goal. So we're qualified, and we're playing against Wolves tomorrow. And again, I think for the next 2 games, it will be hectic. I think Wolves tomorrow morning here in Vancouver time, and Tuesday against Luton Town away, and then next week against Aston Villa away. And after that, I believe we have another Champions League. I believe so. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for today's podcast. Thank you for listening. I know it's a little bit late for this one, 2 days after the game, but you know what? At least I'm putting this podcast out there. So thank you guys for listening. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in a bit.